Today's video will demonstrate the bottom-up development process. Hello, I'm James Helfrich. After we've created a design using a structure chart or data flow diagram, and after we've stubbed out all the functions, we have placeholders for everything. How then do you implement the code? This video will demonstrate that process. Okay, let's take a look at the bottom-up development process. We're going to start by designing the program, and we use a structure chart in this case. Next, we're going to stub out the program, and you've done that previously. And then we're going to select a function. And we could really select any function we want, but we're going to choose the one that is most isolated, the one that has the smallest number of dependencies, and frankly, is the easiest. Then we're going to see if we're done, and we've done every function. If there is, and we're finished. But if not, then we're going to review the design. And if we have pseudocode or a flowchart, we're going to go with that. In this case, we don't have any design. And then we're going to implement the function and then test it. And if it works, if it does not work, then we're going to try to implement it again. If it does work, then we're going to go select another function. Our program is going to be a program that plays chess, and we've stubbed this out previously. So let's take a look at how this process works. Okay, so we have a program that's going to read a board, play a game, and write a board. Read a board is going to get a file name, do nothing with it, have an empty set of moves, play the moves to create a board and return the board. Get a file name is always going to return games.txt. In other words, everything is stubbed out. Okay, I like to find something that will allow me to start, something that's really easy. So I'm going to say reset board. I'm going to start with that. So I'm going to say board equals, and then I'm going to have 8x8 array of pieces. Okay, I'll quickly type this out. Notice how I'm using uppercase for black and lowercase for white. Rook is R, knight is N, bishop is B, queen is Q, king is K, and pawn is P, and a space is a blank space. And then I will return my board. Okay, now that I've implemented it, I need to test it. So I'm going to create a function called def test reset board. And this is going to verify that the function works as expected. So this function is going to test every item by asserting every single value is the way we expect. So I'm going to create a quick test runner, which will simply call my test board. Right now, there's only one. And I'll do this before my program begins. Let's see if that works. So when I run the program, we don't expect any asserts to happen. Oop, looks like we have a typo there on line 6. And run that again. Everything worked. Now I just want to make sure that my asserts are properly set. So I'm going to set this guy to 6, and I should get one assert. And sure enough, it does work. Okay. All right, next I'm going to pick a new one. How about display board? Where is display board? Display board. Display board, there we go. So right now, display board is just a pass. So I'm going to write the code for it. Okay, I've finished implementing the code. Let's run it real quick. And looks like I have an error on line 15. Run it again. And there we go. My board is not quite lined up. I should give this one more space there. And run it again. My board looks correct. I'm going to spend just a little bit of time making it a little more neat and tidy. Now that I got it working, I'm going to refactor. Okay, now that I have this finished, let's take a look at how it works. Everything works exactly as expected. All right, excellent. Okay, then I will continue that process one function at a time, from the most isolated functions to the most complete ones. Each one of them I will test. Sometimes I will write automation. Sometimes I will just display the output on the screen, use an ad hoc driver, whatever I need in order to make sure the program works as expected. I keep working from the most isolated functions to the more dependent functions, and main will be the last function that I implement. This process is discussed in way more detail in the bottom-up development process section of the bottom-up chapter of the software design textbook.